So, according to Happy Punch, which is like the fight promotion slash page by Keemstar, they're doing Nate Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal in a boxing match. I'm not sure how true this is. I'm taking this with a real pinch of salt because I heard last week that it was Jorge Masvidal versus Diego Sanchez in BKFC. So I'm not quite sure what is happening here, which is true or not. Maybe they're doing both. Maybe Jorge's coming back for two fights or something like that. Maybe he's coming to fight Nate, then he's going to fight Diego, or he fights Diego and then he fights Nate. Not quite sure what the deal is, but I had heard that it was pretty close to set in stone that he was going to be fighting Diego Sanchez. So this is a surprise to me, but I don't know. Sometimes fucking things fall apart last second. But I had heard that was the plan. But if this is the plan, Jorge versus Nate Diaz in a boxing match, I mean, fucking Jorge Masvidal's gonna fucking beat the fuck out of him, man. Like Jorge's a good boxer. Like he really is just a much better boxer. I know Nate Diaz is a good boxer, MMA boxer, but Jorge Masvidal is like a genuine good boxer. I think it was Roberto Duran, or it was some real like high level boxing trainer maybe, or a professional boxer. I forgot who it was, and that he was breaking down all like the UFC fighters, and he said that Jorge Masvidal was like by far the best boxer out of the MMA bunch. Like I think it was Jorge, for Usman for some reason. I can't actually. I think Adesanya. There was a few people on there at least, but he said Jorge was the best, and Jorge does have really good boxing fundamentals. I think he'll just beat the shit out of Nate Diaz again, unless he's like overweight, fat, and has no cardio now. I expect him to just sort of beat the fuck out of Nate Diaz. Now I know when they did fight, he did kick his legs up and everything, but yeah, I don't know. This is weird. This is just a weird fight in general. I don't know why they would do this if this is the case. Like, but again, Jorge Masvidal with Diego Sanchez and BKFC is also pretty weird. But I'd rather see that just because it's like a fresh matchup, something we haven't seen. Like Jorge coming out of retirement to do like a rematch is like cool, but like we've already seen him fight Nate Diaz, and he thought it was pretty one-sided. Maybe a boxing match can help Nate, but I'm not quite sure if it will. Like Jorge's just a much better boxer in my opinion, but we'll see what happens. Nate took a fucking beating against Jake Paul. Like he got dropped, he got hurt a few times. He's been hurt a lot, man. Like eventually his chin's got a crack, right? And Jorge was pretty damn close to cracking that chin. Head kicked him. I guess he can't head kick. He can't kick him. He can't kick out his legs. A lot of people do utilize that, but like Nate's pretty slow. I know Jorge's not in his prime anymore, but Nate is so slow. Like he moves so like in slow motion sometimes. Now he did do good against Jake Paul in like the later rounds, but I feel like Jorge's gonna be smart about this. It'll probably be like 6 rounds or something like that. I think he dominates. I think he'll probably we could just open that cut up again if we're going to be honest. Like you could find a way to like dirty box him, maybe open up that cut somehow, and he could probably just get a doctor stoppage again. But I don't know. I think Jorge's just going to beat him up, man. But weird fight. I still don't know how true this is. I got to hear from my sources what's happening with the Jorge Masvidal versus Diego Sanchez fight. But yeah, I'll leave an update afterwards because I had heard that it was definitely Jorge versus Diego Sanchez. So something's obviously changed, unless they're doing both of them. Maybe Jorge fights Nate Diaz, Gamebred Boxing, and then it's Jorge versus Diego Sanchez, BKFC. Maybe it's some sort of deal like that. I could see that. That'd make the most sense. But we'll see what happens. Fucking who fucking knows with this shit. Like I don't know. When it comes to like retired fighters or legends who are just like outside the UFC, like what their next move is when they're not contractually signed to a organization, it's just like all over the fucking place. Like especially when they're big stars, when big stars leave the UFC, it's like random boxing match here, random boxing match here, Jake Paul boxing match, BKFC, karate combat fight. Like I don't know, it's just all over the place. Wouldn't be surprised me if we see fucking Jorge Masvidal versus fucking Sam Alvey karate combat heavyweight championship, like some really fucking random thing like that, just because. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I wouldn't mind seeing. either of these guys do BKFC though. I'd love to see Mike Perry versus Nate Diaz or Mike Perry versus Jorge. That'd be sick for BKFC. But again, this is an actual boxing match from what I'm gathering. But again, nothing's set in stone. I don't think. Happy Punch saying it doesn't make me believe it's 100% true because like where are their sources within the UFC? When has Happy Punch ever broke like an actual legitimate like UFC fight or fight between UFC fighters that wasn't like Misfits or something like that? And I doubt they're doing Jorge Masvidal versus Nate Diaz for Misfits. Like I just doubt that very much. But yeah, I don't know. We'll fucking we'll fucking see. But yeah, anyway, that's all I've got to say. So thank yous for watching. Let me know your thoughts on the potential Jorge Masvidal versus Nate Diaz boxing match if it does come to fruition. But besides that, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you give this video a like. If you're not already, subscribe. I break down all sorts of MMA, combat sports related news. I break down fights. I do live fight companions. I do shorts breaking down, fun MMA facts, sometimes fight footage. I just do everything combat sports related, so make sure you subscribe. I just love talking combat sports. But anyway, thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.